How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Also, please do me the biggest favor of all. Hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on my channel. And I'm bringing you guys another album music review for you guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about Sidewalk Prophets and their fourth album titled The Thing That Got Us Here. And this released in 2020. And so we're going to talk about positives and negatives, and then I'll give you guys my final review score of this album. And so yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So I just got this in the mail yesterday, and this is, yes, I have the physical copy. This is the front and the back. I got a disc. Yes, guys, I'm still buying discs, even in 2020, okay? And then in here is some nice, beautiful, got all the songs in here. There's no lyrics. The lyrics for all the songs on this album are not even in this, even though it's the physical copy. And that's one big negative I will talk about later. So I just want to show you guys about that. So honestly, I've enjoyed Sidewalk Prophets. The first album that they did really wasn't all that amazing. Only one song really stood out to me. Second album, much better improvement for quality. And then the third album, I thought that was amazing. The third album, called Something Different, is the best album. Best album. And I don't think, at the time before I even listened to these songs, I didn't think anything was going to be able to top that album. And sadly, that is still the case. This album is nowhere near the level of love that I think album 3 got. Now, this album's not bad, but I feel like they regressed into basically being halfway through album 1 and 2. Like, this album kind of goes backwards onto the progress that they made with album 2 and 3, especially album 3. I thought that Sidewalk Prophets was going on an upslope with album 1, 2, and 3, and now I feel like they've done this. Beep! Just gone all the way up and curved. And I don't like that. I will say, though, let's get into positives. I'm going to stop about my negative rant for a minute or two. Finally, after 5 years, and this is something I've been begging Sidewalk Prophets to do, is give us some new music. I mean, the third album came out in 2015, but finally, after 5 years of waiting, the band has returned with 13 original new songs. This is an amazing album that does a great job of mixing Christian rock and hip-hop and a little bit of rap that is perfect for the hard times that we as a world are going through in 2020. This album does a lot of covering topics of love, freedom, being chosen, is God real, what do you believe in, what are you afraid of? This album has a lot of good things that goes into those type of topics for about 47 minutes. The intro leads perfectly into track 2 called Smile. All the songs that are on this album are on average about 3.5 minutes long and allows you for the easy learning of lyrics eventually over time, since there's no lyrics that you can read on a piece of paper. Track 2 called Smile. I love the lyrics and the drums in that track. Track 3 called Chosen. It's got a really good and slow and creepy beat mixed in with some really unique uplifting lyrics to it. And the background vocals, really enjoyed those. Track 4 called Where Forgiveness Is has a really cool jazz vibe mixed in with a little bit of rock and roll. Track 5 called Real to Me, the piano. I love the piano in this song. It was really good. And the lyrics really hit me in the heart personally. It just really hit me in the heart. I really enjoyed the lyrics. Track 7 called You Were There. Amazing mix of the piano and drums. Track 8 titled I Believe It Now. I loved the mix of the rock and the hip hop style going together. Track 9 titled Let Your Troubles Go. Amazing rock and roll and hip hop. and the lyrics were perfect for what's going on in 2020. Along with track 12. Track 12 really is a good song to listen to, called "Don't Sweat It." Um, Perfect song for 2020. I encourage you guys to especially listen to that track. And track 14, titled "The Light," great mix of hip hop, country, and guitar. And the song really reminded me a lot of what I loved from album 3. So, yeah. And then for negatives, unfortunately, there's a couple I'm going to have to talk about. Like I said earlier, there's no lyrics if you buy the digital or disc version. Second of all, it's 2020. Sidewalk Prophets. Do you really need an intro song? I thought by now in 2020 most bands were done with this intro stuff. The third album didn't have it. The second album didn't have an intro. Why are you bringing an intro song? I know that it's only 1 minute long, but it's completely unnecessary. There's also very little time to breathe between the tracks. Like once the song ends, the next one just immediately starts up. So, and it's just no time to be able to breathe between the songs and catch your breath. Track 6, titled "Don't You Think It's Time." It's a really odd song, and where its place is also really odd in the list of songs. It also has really depressing sounds while it's going up against uplifting lyrics, which is really confusing. Like the lyrics are uplifting, but all the noise in the background, the drums, piano, guitar, it's all just depressing. And I'm like, is this supposed to be an uplifting song or a depressing song? And I'm like, I can't tell. Track 10, called "There's a Way," the lyrics and the sounds were just generic. And it felt like I was listening to a filler song, like from something from like Jeremy Camp or Chris Tomlin. I'm like, this isn't original. This one song was not original, for sure. Track 11, titled "Thank You Jesus," way too slow of a song to be on this album. This album is a lot of rock, rap, and hip hop songs, and this one is just completely in the wrong album. Like, I could see this song being on the next album if the next album is supposed to be a little bit more contemporary and a slow burn. But this song just doesn't belong on here whatsoever. I don't know why they put this slow burn song on a hip hop, rock, and a little bit of rap album. Like, why is this song here? It makes no sense. Track 13, called "The Comment Section." Why did the band need a song titled "The Comment Section" and have lyrics about social media and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and just bash on it? It's unnecessary. Why did Sidewalk Prophets have to make a song about that? The band was special because it avoided things like this. It had originality. And that's what I've always enjoyed about Sidewalk Prophets, is the originality. This album is just all over the place. The band needs to figure out, are they going with the trends on social media? Are they supposed to be a rock band, a rap band, a hip hop band, a country band, or contemporary music? There are way too many different styles of music in this album. And it's confusing to know what the band's future is going to be and what the band's intent of style they're trying to produce. Like the first album was really slow, and it made you have to think about what they were saying in the songs, and the music made you question like your beliefs and what you believed in and what you were doing in your life. The second one was a lot about, where's your heart at? Do you save lives? And the third one literally was about something different. And are you a prodigal? And the third album mixed perfectly country, rock, and hip hop perfectly with every single song. Every single song on album 3, titled something different, had a meaning, a purpose. Album 3 nailed the coffin perfectly and cemented Sidewalk Prophets, in my personal opinion, perfectly. It cemented them as to what they were supposed to be as a band. This album, however, completely goes against the uphill battle that they've had with the 3 albums. This album destroys the foundational work that the first 3 albums built. It's like this album is a complete reboot of the band. They need to figure out what they're doing. Seriously, the first couple songs are a bit of little hip hop. Then it goes into a depressing state. Then it goes back into uplifting rock. Then a little bit of hip hop. Then a rap song. Then depressing. Then hip hop. And then it goes into a country, hip hop, and guitar ending song. And I'm just like, this album just jumps all over the place with its style. This band doesn't know what it wants to be based on this album. And I gotta be completely honest with you guys. I was excited for this album. I was excited the fact that Sidewalk Prophets was back after 5 years. Most artists release an album every 2 to 3. This band took 5 years, and this is what they were able to come up with? After 5 years, this is what they deliver? To the fans of the band? To the fans that really, really enjoyed album 3 for sure and hoped that they would take what they learned with album 3 and expand upon it, grow it? Album 3 has a lot of rock, country, and hip-hop. This one doesn't have but one country-like song, decent amount of hip-hop, and a decent amount of rock, but then they throw in all this other garbage that is completely unneeded. Completely unneeded. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. Because of this album just being a jumbled mess, I am not, and let me state this again, I'm not excited for the next one. And that's a shame. This is a band that is still in its growing stage. And I hope they figure out by the critiques and the criticism that this album is not good. And this is not the direction the band should be going in. They need to go back to album 3, something different, look at what made that album amazing, and grow on it, expand on it as a band for their 5th album. So I hope that they figure that out. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to, because especially with tracks like Smile and Let Your Troubles Go, Don't Sweat It, and the like, the band's gonna be like, oh, you guys like those 4 songs out of the 13 plus the intro? Yeah, we did okay. You cannot be an okay band, Sidewalk Prophets, if you're watching this. You cannot be an okay band. Not in 2020 and beyond. It's not gonna cut it for you. If you have 4 songs on an album that are good, your band's not gonna live long. That's a problem that I had with 10th Avenue North before they ended up breaking away, and now they're gone. It's because their last album, their very last album, had only 4 or 5 songs that were really good on their track. The other ones were complete garbage because they had a bunch of intros and a bunch of really bizarre things. Like the 2016 album of 10th Avenue North, it had perfect rock and hip hop and country and electro. And then they went against all of that for their next album after that, and it was a complete dumpster fire. And that is what has happened with Sidewalk Prophets. And I hope that they don't die as a band. I hope Sidewalk Prophets is still going to be around after this. But I'm not excited for the next one. I'm not. I'm going to get it just to listen to it because I still enjoy the band somewhat. But this album, I'm not going to be like, this is Sidewalk Prophets. This is an amazing album that they put out. I'm still going to have to refer people to listen to the first 3. And then the 4th one, I'm going to have to tell them, yeah, it was okay. So because of that, guys, I'm giving the album, The Thing That Got Us Here by Sidewalk Prophets, a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys all have an amazing day. I will see you guys in the next video or stream, whether it be here on YouTube or Twitch at Douglas447. Bye, guys.